God-level duplication system. Chapter 38. Change of attitude. Seeing this, many disciples gathered around and discussed in a low voice. Looking at Lin Xuan, his eyes were full of shock. They never thought that it would be Lin Xuan who was the first genius of the new disciple who was praised by the three elders for his true talent. The few disciples of Lin Xuan's outer sect who had spoken sarcastically before showed even more remorse. They never thought that they would offend Lin Xuan, who had the most potential among the new disciples, just by swearing. Lin Xuan was praised by the three elders as having the qualifications of a true biography. His talent is definitely at the top of the outer sect, even inferior to many inner sect disciples. In the future, he must be able to enter the inner sect, and is expected to be listed in the true biography and become a high-level existence in the sect. Such top geniuses, how can ordinary outer disciples like them afford to provoke them? The few people immediately regretted it, and they all wanted to slap themselves a big mouth. Who told you to be so stingy? On the other side, the few disciples who had just entered had another topic. Hey, I saw not long ago that Zhang Tao, another potential disciple, broke through the late stage of enlightenment realm and challenged Lin Xuan, but was instantly killed by Lin Xuan. Didn't it mean that, in the talent test 3 days ago, Lin Xuan was only at the early stage of enlightenment realm? How could he kill a potential disciple at the late stage of enlightenment realm in seconds? I know you don't believe it, and I wouldn't believe it if I heard it, but it's the truth. I saw it with my own eyes. Yes, we all saw it at the time. Many people were there. After you go out, you can find out after asking. Hearing this, all the outer disciples around looked at Lin Xuan and were even more shocked. But those outer disciples who had ridiculed Lin Xuan couldn't help trembling slightly, and when they were shocked, a gleam of fear flashed in their eyes. Needless to say, in the future, they can't afford to provoke them now. They are only in the late stages of enlightenment realm now. However, Lin Xuan has been able to instantly kill the late stage of enlightenment state, and his strength has at least reached the peak of enlightenment state. How could they be Lin Xuan's opponents? Suddenly, the regret in my heart became even worse. With his head down, he walked slowly, left the crowd, and fled to the Martial Dao Pavilion. Even the cheats that were originally selected are not needed. I just hope Lin Xuan doesn't notice them. Since you can't afford it, you can only hide. I believe that with Lin Xuan's genius, the other party has a lot of big things to do. As long as you hide and don't bump into the other party should not pay any more attention to you. This is the idea that several people are looking forward to. And everyone's eyes on the field were focused on Lin Xuan, and it was true that no one paid attention to them. It really made them leave successfully. In fact, Lin Xuan didn't bother to pay attention to these guys. As long as the other party doesn't hit your hand. After all, with so many long-winded guys, wouldn't it be a waste of time if they solved each one? Should he still practice? On the opposite side, the deacon behind the counter also looked dazed. After recovering, he heard the voices of discussion from all around. His eyes showed shock. Is this the first genius of the new outer sect disciple who is praised by the three elders and has the talent of true inheritance? Really good. Immediately, he changed his previous attitude and smiled lightly. It turned out to be nephew Lin Xuan. The uncle was wrong before. Since it is you, naturally you can choose a few more cheat books. Nephew, if this is not enough, you can choose a few more books. If you are undecided, my uncle has been on duty here for a few months and knows a little bit about it, so I can introduce you to a few books. Even with a bit of flattery. Lin Xuan has true potential, and his future potential far exceeds him, so he deserves his attitude. But all the outer disciples around were dumbfounded by this scene, a little dazed, and couldn't believe it. In their memory, this deacon was very rigid and indifferent. He would constantly scold and punish the disciples who made small mistakes. When did it become like this? Is this still the deacon they know? The deacon didn't care about the opinions of these disciples at all. Continue to look at Lin Xuan. Lin Xuan said calmly. That's all, please register with the deacon. Well, the deacon nodded again, and quickly registered Lin Xuan. Nephew Lin, you can take these secret books home to read, but they are not allowed to be circulated to other disciples. After a month, there will be disciples on duty at the martial arts pavilion to collect them. This is the sect's regulation. I hope you can understand. The deacon reminded again. The disciple understands. Lin Xuan responded and put the cheat book into the storage ring. Under the attention of everyone, he turned and left. Walked towards the small courtyard where he lives. Along the way, it is still a seemingly random walk, with a winding route. Copying the elixir that he saw on the new disciple. With the defeat of Zhang Tao, he gained a lot of energy points and can continue to copy. This trip, although I didn't meet those strong sects, but it also broadened my knowledge, and it was not in vain. Plus the practice resources copied along the way. You can go back and practice for a while. However, Lin Xuan didn't expect that he was stopped on the road again. Blocking the way was a group of foreign disciples, led by a young man, somewhat similar to Zhang Tao. Zhang Tao was also among the crowd behind, seeing Lin Xuan with fear in his eyes. "Boy, are you the one who bullied my cousin Zhang Tao?" The leading youth stopped Lin Xuan and shouted coldly. Lin Xuan glanced over at the other party. Swish! Name, Zhang Mingliang. Cultivation base, the second floor of Qi Gathering Realm. Talent, top-grade cultivation talent, low-grade strength talent, low-grade speed talent, low-grade blade talent, mid-grade wind attribute talent, low-grade scarlet fire attribute talent, and low-grade sharp metal talent. Martial arts, Leafing Ju, 3rd tier top rank, small success, bronze body, 3rd tier top rank, small success, scarlet fire palm, 3rd tier middle rank, small success, flying snake step, 3rd rank low rank, small success. Treasures, none. Looking at its attribute panel, Lin Xuan still looked indifferent. The other party should belong to Zhang Mingliang, Zhang Tao's cousin, whom he had heard about before. However, he still didn't take it to heart. The opponent's attribute panel is a bit inferior to Zhang Tao's, and it's just an ordinary early Qi Gathering Realm. Although he has only broken through to the late stage of Enlightenment Realm not long ago, his many talents, coupled with high-level martial arts, are no longer comparable to those in the early stages of Qi Gathering Realm. Go away. Lin Xuan spit out a word. He doesn't have enough energy points now, and he doesn't like the attribute panel of the other party. It's not worth his time wasting. What did you say? Zhang Mingliang's expression froze, and he couldn't believe his ears. Since he broke through the Qi Gathering Realm, there has never been a warrior in the Enlightenment Realm who still treats him like this. I said go away. Lin Xuan said again. How dare! Zhang Mingliang only felt angry and shouted angrily. Boy, are you looking for death? Lin Xuan calmly said with a joking smile. What, you want to attack me? You should know that I am a potential disciple, right? Are you brave enough to try?